Mr. Wilson, look! There's a speckled-throated spitball splunk.
Oh, sweet. Good find, Brenda. That's my favorite bird.
This is so dorky.
Okay, do you have any idea how rare that bird is? And to see it here?
Now remember, you're here to work on that C you got in your last biology test. Maybe let's work on that positive attitude.
I meant this is awesome.
Hey, Bjorn. Don't you think you could keep some of that stuff or at least recycle it? I hear Valhalla has a special place for people who practice resource conservation.
Let me check my schedule. No.
This is taking forever.
How do you like me now?
Lame.
What do you want? Get out of my grill!
I know I was being a hater about the birds, but dude, Bjorn has a real attitude problem. It'd be pretty easy to find better uses for that stuff.
Well, what can you do? Vikings are notoriously grumpy.
This unlucky sea turtle confused a shopping bag for a jellyfish. If people would just reduce their use of these bags, reuse or recycle them, he might still be alive today.
But I love turtles. Look at your wee little face. You're so cute. Maybe I was wrong to waste so much and conserve so little. I'll text those wee smart aleck kids. They'll know what to do. Some tea for the lady, a bit for Senor Hat, for the wee lad, and a little extra for me, because I deserve it.
Who's Buffy?
Buffy is my pet turtle. He's one of the reasons why you're here. Sort of. One of his cousins died because of a stupid grocery bag, and I aim to get to the bottom of it. You smarty pants are going to tell me what's the meaning of all this reduce, reuse, recycle stuff.
Well, Bjorn, reduce, reuse, recycle is all about resource conservation. Resource conservation is using less of our natural resources like wood, metal, minerals, and oil. I mean, when a product's made, say your phone, it goes through a series of steps to make it. You use it, then you get rid of it. This is what's called a materials economy, and it's a business based on selling physical goods. Now, Brenda, you think you can give me the steps to a materials economy?
Extraction, production, distribution, consumption, and disposal.
What are you, some kind of robot? Kids today are too smart. Must be all this newfangled school. In my day we had school, but it was all about looting and pillaging. And then you thrust through. Your turn. Excellent. Excellent, Rowan. You're just laying there like a sack of doorknobs. Do something, even if it's wrong.
So, as I was saying, extraction is where you get raw materials, also called natural resources. You cut trees for paper, mine metals and minerals for electronics, cars, buildings, and other things, and also pump oil for plastics. In production, those materials get turned into stuff. Distribution is when that stuff gets shipped to stores. Consumption is where we buy it and use it. That's why we're called consumers. And last, disposal is when we throw it away. Kinda like you did this morning.
Well, I don't see how this is a problem. We can just get more, right?
No, eventually we'll run out. Resources are finite, meaning there's only so much of them. Somebody gets the resource, they make the product, they ship it, you buy it, and then you throw it away. Once your stuff is disposed of, those resources are gone. We only have 4% of our original forest left. Oil is getting harder and harder to find. Like 40% of our water is unhealthy to drink. We have to find ways to avoid just throwing stuff away.
But in my day, we just took what we needed from the land. Majestic moose, beavers and squirrels, trees and ore, pizza pockets.
Those days are over. We only have a finite amount of trees, minerals, metal, and oil. So we have to be careful with how much we use. That's called resource conservation. If we don't conserve, all of these steps lead to pollution in the use of resources. During extraction, logging causes deforestation. Mining metals and minerals contaminates the soil and water by leaching chemicals. And pumping oil can cause oil spills. Production pollutes the air, water, and soil by releasing chemicals. And during distribution, trucks get driven around using gasoline, which releases carbon dioxide. You buy and use the product during consumption, and if you throw it away, it just ends up in the landfill or the ocean with the sea turtles.
This is hopeless. What can I do?
Don't worry, Bjorn. We got you covered. Reduce, reuse, recycle will help you achieve resource conservation. Now, Brenda, you mind hitting them with some knowledge?
Maybe if you don't call it knowledge. The first and most important step is to reduce. How much you buy and how much you throw away. Most families throw away like 4.5 pounds of trash a day. You know those bottles and stereo you were throwing away? You could save a lot more oil by not buying bottled water and instead just get your own water bottle.
Like my goat's bladder.
Okay, you didn't really need to check that stereo, did you?
No, but I wanted that Sound Blaster 5000.
Okay, think of it this way. If you keep it, you save those resources. And you can use the money you save to take Helga out on a date.
Aye, Helga.
The next best thing you can do after reducing is reusing. All that stuff you're trashing, like the jars and batteries, can be reused or bought in a reusable form. Just use those jars again and you don't have to buy Tupperware. You can use rechargeable batteries instead of using disposable batteries that leach acid and chemicals like lithium and zinc. And you can reuse them again and again and again and again and again.
All right. I get it, Broseph.
Now, the last line of defense in resource conservation is recycling. It's not as good as reducing or reusing, but it's still pretty sweet. When you recycle, you've got to melt, mash, or grind the old material down into something new. And this all takes energy, which is why it's the least effective method of resource conservation. But recycling is still pretty important. For every ton of newspaper you recycle, it takes 2.5 tons of carbon dioxide out of the air. And smelting one aluminum can from scratch takes the same amount of energy to power a computer screen for 3 hours.
Helga, watch out for that orc.
Come on, Bjorn. Do you think maybe we should take a break?
It's okay, I just saved like 90 hours of energy by recycling pop cans. All of this makes sense, but I think I've got a simpler solution. I'll just go get the rune stones. That's what I'll do.
Wait, what are rune stones? Let's remember what century we're in.
The rune stones are ancient magical stones. All one has to do is gain access to the rune stones from Odin and Thor, and they will grant any wish you desire.
I'm not sure if that's gonna work.
Nonsense, fancy pants!
All right.
So, the rune keepers say that we have to solve this problem ourselves. There's no magical solution.
I had a feeling that might happen.
Doesn't matter though. On the way back, I thought of all sorts of ways that I can conserve resources. I can reduce by buying stuff with less packaging.
That's sad.
I can reduce food waste by starting to compost. I can reuse plastic bags or use canvas bags when I go shopping. I can recycle all sorts of waste like oil, tires, paint, and scrap metal. I know it won't be easy. It's gonna be a lot of work sorting through all that stuff and getting it to the right place, but the benefits are so worth it. I want y'all to help me, to join me, bring, reduce, reuse, recycle out into the community, nay, the world. You too.
Reduce, reuse, recycletron. Without resource conservation, all my homies were gone. Reduce, reuse, recycletron.
Gotta protect that majestic swan.
So I went inside to watch some TV. I saw a little sea turtle in the deep blue sea. He died munching.
What?
A plastic jellyfish. It really was a bag. He thought it'd be delish. So I texted up my friends cause I had to know why that itty bitty turtle was having to die.
Reduce, reuse, recycletron.
I had to find out why that turtle was gone.
Reduce, reuse, recycletron.
Pollution killing stuff like Genghis Khan. I was eating tea and crumpets with my homies Stat, talking recycling this and reducing that.
Natural resource, wood, metal, mineral, oil, raw materials are nature's bounty and spoils. Resource conservation is the way that to save, to reduce, reuse, recycle craze.
Bjorn is hurting for knowledge of the hustle and flow. Where do all these natural resources go? Materials economy, selling physical goods made from oil, metal, mineral, and trees in the woods. The process is made of 5 major stops, and when I'm done spitting, you'll be giving me props. Extraction gets resources out of the land. Cut trees up for paper at your newspaper stand. Mining metals and minerals for gadgets, buildings, and bling. Pumping oil for plastics and other such things. Production materials get turned into stuff. Distribution to stores, who can't get enough? Consumption is where we buy it and use it. Disposal, throw it away and abuse it.
Reduce, reuse, recycletron.
Material economy needs resources, Mon.
Reduce, reuse, recycletron.
Gotta protect that endangered fawn.
I don't get it! Can't you go get more? Vikings found that stuff on the forest floor.
Resources are finite, that means we ain't got much. You run them out and use them with consumption touch. Take a look at the problems that each step has. Brace yourself, son, you know it's gonna be bad. Extraction, deforestation of trees, mining metals and minerals, fills dirt and water with sleaze. When we drill for that oil, I think it goes without saying, there could be a big spill with months of delaying. Production making stuff for your secret lair. Spewing chemicals in earth, water, and air. Distribution, gotta drive that stuff around. CO2 hits the air. Hey, watch out for that clown. Consumption, it's why we're called consumers. You go out and buy your PlayStation or rumor. Disposal, when your toys have been around for a while, you throw them away to the garbage pile.
Reduce, reuse, recycletron.
Finite resources are gonna be gone.
Reduce, reuse, recycletron.
Clean up your acts, get moving along.
It's hopeless. Seems there's nothing to do to keep the earth from turning into cabbage stew.
Redonkulous. You gotta stick it out. Reduce, reuse, and cycle. It's serious, no doubt. They be rocking the heart of resource conservation. Gotta spread the love across the nation.
Reduce, our most powerful tool. Reduce how much you buy and throw away, fool. Trash. 4.5 pounds each day is what most of our families are throwing away. Use a metal water bottle instead of that plastic.
This goat's bladder canteen is really fantastic.
Gross.
Sorry.
How about that stereo? Did you really need to dump it? Tell me the truth. Can the speaker still pump it?
It was still working, I ain't gonna lie. But the Sound Blast 5000 is totally play.
Think of all the cash that you could save. You could take Helga out to eat at Dave's.
Reuse. After juice is reused, it holds back pollution that we have to diffuse. You had a glass jar and some batteries too. You could give them the old reuse-a-roo. Put your food in a jar like Tupperware. You can share it with Helga, you big teddy bear. Batteries be leaching lithium and zinc. They trickle out acid, and homie, it stinks. So buy rechargeables and reuse them again, and again and again, and again and again, and again, and again, and again, and again.
All right, I got it, friend.
When you can't reduce or reuse it no more, that is what recycling's for. For sure. Recycle's not as good as the previous two. It takes energy to melt things down into goo. You grind it or melt it into something new. Reduce and reuse, the first line of defense. But results of recycling are also immense. For every ton of paper you recycle each year, 2.5 tons of CO2 we don't have to fear. For every can that you throw in the bin, 3 hours of screen time to participate in.
Reduce, reuse, recycle, Tron.
They said I should join and recycle along.
Reduce, reuse, recycle, Tron. Gonna have to do it for our resources gone.
I get it. I got it. I got some new ideas. We gotta tell our friends, so listen here. Reduce. My packaging waste, I could purchase Beanie Babies with a little more taste. Reuse. My food out of scraps. I'll start up a compost and get rid of it, stat. Recycle oil paints and old rubber tires. Recycle avoids being thrown to the fire. You know, resource conservation is the easiest thing. It takes lots of your muscles and lots of your brain. But imagine a world where all we did was take. We'd mess up the trees, the critters out in the lakes. It's time to get drunk and to start the campaign. Get resource conservation in the community's brain. First rap song about getting cool with recycling. You're welcome, Internet.
And so the brave warriors set out on a quest to spread resource conservation to their community. It is not an easy road, nor a short one. Will you join them? Will you take on the epic quest of reduce, reuse, recycletron? And will Bjorn ever find just the right Beanie Baby?